win. Tigers win, taking game one against Mizzou. Not that it didn't have its issues, not that it didn't have its problems throughout the game, as Cade Anderson and Connor Binge got touched a couple of times there. Nevertheless, still good overall performance. You get your first SEC win. We will discuss all of that. We'll break this postgame down. Maybe at the end we get to a little bit of spring football as well. We'll be back out there tomorrow. There will be no full practice tomorrow with the impending weather. They have moved that full practice to Tuesday, but we'll still be out there tomorrow. Every one of these postgame shows are brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. You can use that promo code BELIEVE50. That's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50 to receive 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts. They're good friends over at Service Hawk Digital Media. Need referrals, need leads, need business. Part of an HVAC company, part of an electrical company, do generators. Basically, even if you don't do any of those, if you run a business inside the state of Louisiana, you need marketing leads, Service Hawk Digital Media is the place to be. Also, before we get rolling, as we do every time, do us a favor, hit the like and share to all those groups if you're on Facebook and to all those social media pages. You're watching us, listening to us on YouTube, like, subscribe, notification bell, anywhere you listen to podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Last announcement, I swear to God. Yesterday, the Apple Podcast, Spotify audio came out. The numbers came out of the top SEC podcasts in the entire country. Your boy was at number one when it came to the audio side. Thank you to all of you that are a part of that, making us the most listened to podcast for LSU sports. We are at number one from the audio side. Thank you so much for doing that. Top 25 in the entire country doing SEC-type podcasts for SEC-type teams. This is your one-stop shop for LSU content. That's why you all on the audio are over there. You were able to basically make us go full-time. So everybody that's listening to us on audio, thank you so much. At number 23, you know, it's interesting. Jordan wore 23. Now, I'm not trying to compare myself to Jordan. All I'm saying is I don't think it's a coincidence. In all seriousness, thank you all for being a part of this. You are the ones that are the catalyst that give me the opportunity to do this. Thank you so much. This is all on you, not just me. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. Every chance that I will get the opportunity to give you, and thank you for that opportunity. Thank you so much. But the number one LSU audio podcast does not surprise you, boy. Y'all should see you should see the numbers. They're massive. You're here to talk baseball. Hit the like and share, though. We greatly appreciate it. That's how we continue to stay number one. LSU does take game one versus the Missouri Tigers. Let's run through it. Let's go through defensively before we get to the play. Cade Anderson started the game, got a fly out and back-to-back Ks, looked really good in the first. Look, I think for Cade, there's really only two innings that you could really talk about, and that being the second and that being the seventh when he got pulled after 6 1/3 inning. You go into the second, look, he gets another strikeout. He starts the game off with a fly out, 3 straight strikeouts, but he gives up a hard line drive into right field, a 2-run home run, live drive into right field. Okay, I mean, it was what it was. They put a really good swing on him, and they were able to hit one out. Wind was howling. One gets out into right. I always, in these situations, when a guy gets hit a little bit, how do they start responding to it? Because you're going to get hit in this league. There's no doubt about it. You're just going to get hit in this league. I don't care if it's Missouri. I don't really care who it is. You're going to get touched. Well, what happens and how do you react? I think from the home run on is where Cade Anderson just shut things down. Normally, as you know and I know, when you start seeing a guy 2-3 times, it's when you really start getting up on him. Cade Anderson turned that completely around today. Let's go from the second inning after the 2-run home run, which puts you down 2-0. And I know what a lot of you were feeling. I saw your tweets. Oh, shit. Here we go. New Year, same shit. No. It's a long game. That's why there's no time clock. But Canuckson strikes out, the fourth strikeout in the second inning. Lawrence would fly out into right field. Anderson would come back in the third, only giving up a walk, but giving two weak ground balls to Stephen Milam. One of them coming on that play where he had on the left side or right side, however you're looking at it, but to shade it to the second base side, but fielding it, throwing it over the first, getting two really good ground outs in that inning, into the inning against a really good hitter in Serena with a strikeout. So one goes four batters, but really good inning in the top of the third. Top of the fourth is where things really got rolling. It was 9 pitches. It gets a strikeout, a weak ground ball to first base, or to himself, gets it over to first base, and a strikeout. So you go into the fourth inning. The guys that really came up in the first inning and tattooed you, how does Cade Anderson respond to it? Well, he gets a strikeout, a weak ground ball to himself, and another strikeout on Nisoletto, and then Lovich. I mean, how do you respond to it? Back-to-back appearances with double-digit strikeouts, that's how you respond to it. You come back and you strike him out. You go into the fifth inning for Cade Anderson. He goes 1, 2, 3 again. So listen, you're really mowing him down if you're Cade Anderson at this point. Again, after the home run, he doesn't give up anything. Literally does not give up anything. The fifth, he gives up two flyouts, one to left field, one to center field, gets a strikeout. Oh, no, sorry. Back up. That's on me. That's what LSU did in the fifth. Top of the fifth, he gives a line drive twice into right field of the winning track. Gives up a double, but responds with a leadoff hitter and getting a K. Top of the sixth, goes 1, 2, 3, getting a strikeout on Pierre and Nisoletto again for his 9th and 10th strikeout. He would finish with 6 1/3 innings pitched. Connor Benj would come in, but did get his 11th K, gave up a walk, had a couple of runners on there in the 6th. All in all, fantastic performance, in my humble opinion, by Cade Anderson. Are there some pitches that he probably wishes that he had back? For sure. For sure. I love with Cade Anderson, and I've been waiting to talk about this. I love with Cade Anderson, when he misses, he's not missing big, right? Like he's around the zone on these 3-2 counts. And look, 50 strikeouts and 7-8 walks on the season. That's a hell of a ratio there from strikeouts to walks. So all in all, look, man, you got touched on one inning, you mowed him down after that. Got into the 7th, you give up a line drive single, then you have a 3-2 count where you threw 3 pitches on a 3-2 count, then you give up a walk. I mean, you're battling there. He's at the 96 pitch mark at that given point. Jay goes in and pulls him. I completely understand it. As the year goes on, I'm going to be really interested to see. I feel full-heartedly that you're going to let him exceed the 100 pitches, but how does he get out of a situation like that? I mean, look, he's got 2 runners on. You're up a lot. Can he get out of it? He did before. But Connor Benz comes in, gives up a walk, an RBI, sac fly, and then a strikeout. In the top of the 8th inning, Benz got touched a little bit, gave up back-to-back home runs. Unfortunate. You know, I do agree with Ben McDonald. I mean, he was there, literally on the call, but I agree with him. Off the bat, I really did feel like those home runs that Missouri had in the top of the 8th inning, they felt like they were cans of corn coming off the bat. Good on it. The wind's blowing 15, 16 miles an hour, gets up in that jet stream and just gets going. I hate it for Connor Bench, and you got to pull him in that situation. You give up 2 bombs. I mean, 1, okay, I can get it, but 2, that's really rough, but it was what it was. DJ Primo came in and got a strikeout and a ground ball to Bear Jones. Zach Cohen comes back in, man. Zach Cohen, look, man, we haven't talked enough about Zach Cohen, but I think he's been really good. That changeup that Zach Cohen throws is absolutely gross. His arm action. Go back and watch Zach Cohen. I know that Will's on YouTube will probably put this up. on his YouTube channel. Go back and watch it if you didn't notice it during the game. The arm action for Zach Cohen on that it looks like he's throwing a circle change, but regardless, it's a changeup nevertheless. It really does look like he's throwing the fastball. It really does. It is the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. His arm action his arm action speed looks like that he's legitimately going to be throwing a low 90s fastball, and then it comes up there at 83 miles an hour. Dude, that is gross. It is so gross, that changeup. He comes in, he gets a strikeout, a fly out to Steven Milam, a ground out, and then a strikeout. Zach Cohen, that changeup was gross. Son, do you hear me? Do you hear me? It was as gross. No, I'm not going to say it. Let me tell you, it was as gross as people who eat sardines. By the way, did y'all know that sardines was like the number 3 food eaten in the entire world? I couldn't believe that either. I saw that like on a YouTube short or some shit. You know, I can't believe that, but that's gross. Sardines are not good, man. I don't like sardines. But all in all, man, I mean, you kind of got touched a little bit. And listen, you got touched by a team that's not good, right? I mean, I will point that out. Missouri is not a good baseball team, but they do have some guys that came in for what it's worth, hitting above 400. They had a lot of guys coming in hitting above 300. And look, we did not get to talk about them this week. That was on purpose because I really just didn't know what to say, really. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six of the guys coming into tonight's game for Missouri were above 300. I know that they're 8-8, hadn't really played anybody, but they can swing it a little bit, man. Their second, third goal guys, I think one of them had 3 home runs, the other had 4, another one got another one tonight. They can swing it a little bit. It's just that they've been so bad on the mound in situations, as we found out later in the game. But got touched, but all in all, I thought a very solid performance on the mound. Let's get to you at the plate. Curio flies out, sees 9 pitches to start off the game. Fantastic at bat. That kid is special, man. Garrett Curio special, and we'll talk about him in just a moment when we talk about the bases clearing triple. Jones strikes out. Listen, later on in the game, and we'll talk about this too when we get there, but I want to point it out now. Jared Jones was swinging for the bleachers. In both of his first 2 plate appearances, and which he struck out twice. My man was swinging for the bleachers. I'm glad in at bats 3 and 4, he calmed it down, got hits. He didn't force anything. He got some things rolling there, but he did strike out twice to start off the game. But we'll get to Jared Jones in a minute. Danny Dickinson hit by a pitch and an error by the shortstop. Milam lines out technically into center field, so you're out of the first inning. Coming to the bottom of the second, Josh Pearson is hit by a pitch, and then Luis Hernandez moonshot into deep center. They said left center field. That shit ain't left center field. Into center field, an absolute tank. You and I know that there are a lot of you in here that were in the post game when you and I had this conversation, because we went and we talked about it a lot. Remember the conversation that we had about Luis Hernandez? Guys, pass balls did not happen tonight. Received the ball really well for Cade Anderson and then hit the long ball. Dude can play, man. He is so solid behind the plate. I don't give 2 Rudy Poos what any of y'all tell me. We had the conversation about Luis Hernandez. I am interested to see what happens with Luis as the season continues to go on. He hit the ball hard today, only getting the 1 hit, that being the home run, but he ties the game for you after you're down 2-0 early. By the way, he hits a bomb on a curveball on an 0-2 count. On an 0-2 count. Absolutely, positively demolishes a baseball on an 0-2 count. Left way, way, way too much of the plate on an 0-2 pitch, and he got absolutely a lot of it. Went well above 405 feet. I see Michael Morris in the chat. let me stop right here. I wanted to talk about this before we started the game, and I forgot, and that is my fault. Sandy Burtman passed away, and I forgot about that to start off the show. Pause for station identification. I want to send our condolences, by the way, to the Burtman family. Sandy Burtman, the wife of LSU legend Skip Burtman, passed away at 87 years old with her battle with cancer. I said curveball just a minute ago, and it made me think of Skip, right? Curveball. Made me think of it, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Well, Blake's all over the place. I said curveball. Luis Hernandez hit one. Made me think of Sandy Burtman. Our thoughts and prayers are to the Burtman family, man. That is so sad. It is never. That's tough. And to the legend, to the Burtman family, we're with every single one of you. We are praying for you. That I hate this. So prayers to Skip and to his entire family. Hernandez with a 2-run home run into center field. Michael Braswell hits a ground ball, and I was surprised that Braswell got the start. I was surprised that Braswell stayed in the entire game, if we're being honest. But hits a ground ball to shortstop. Chris Stanfield would walk. Curio with a fly out to center field, and Jared Jones would strike out. So you do get on the board. You tie the game there. Not that bad. Bottom of the third, Dickinson flies out into center field. Ethan Fry with a hard ground ball to second base. Stephen Milam with a pop-up to the second baseman. Bottom of the fourth is where things really, really got cranked up here. Pearson gets the bloop, and Josh Pearson, God bless his soul, bloop single in the left field. Dude, when Pearson's hitting the ball to all sides of the field, that's when you know things are going well for him at the plate. And listen, I mean, just literally hit his way into the lineup and is staying there because he's hitting his way into the lineup. Your super senior is delivering for you. He starts off a really good at bat, getting the bloop single in the left field. Luis Hernandez, line drive out, but a line drive that goes to the warning track in left field. Michael Braswell hit by a pitch. Chris Stanfield would walk to load the bases, which would bring up the electric freshman and Derek Curiel, who hit a triple into right field, a bases clearing triple into right field that would really kind of blow the game open. Derek Curiel has hit safely or not hit safely. Derek Curiel has been on base every single game. Whether a walk, hit by pitch, doesn't matter. He's been on base every game. Guys, that is outrageous. He is a freshman. And I do feel like power is going to come. He's going to some of his he's too good at the plate. He is so good at his pitch selection at the plate. He's only going to continue to get better. This one was a fantastic, and you felt like a young lefty, first time SEC starting or first time in an SEC game. You go against a lefty. He has a 9-pitch at bat in his first at bat. It was only a matter of time before he turned one around. When you see that many pitches, you're going to get a hold of one, and he did. So Lausch gives up the 3 RBI triple. That's when things really start getting going. Jones got hit by a pitch. Danny Dickinson would get an RBI fielder's choice where he grounded out the half swing to the third baseman. He would get out. Jake Brown would hit for Ethan Fry. We don't talk about Jake Brown enough either. Jake Brown had a massive game tonight. He would start off here. He had a total of 4 RBIs in the game, but he get an RBI line drive single into right field that would get him going. And later on in the game, he'd get another one. But the bottom of the fourth is really where you got things going, as Stephen Milam did in that inning, grounding out to the second baseman. Bottom of the fifth, you go 1, 2, 3. Pearson, Hernandez, and Braswell go 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the sixth, Stanfield gets hit by a pitch. Curiel flies out to left field. Ground ball single into the 5-hole for Jared Jones. Let's stop there. I love Jared Jones more than anything. My man was swinging. We talked about this just a minute ago. Was swinging for the outright bleachers. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it. He's trying to make an impression. He's trying to do what he does. Dude takes some healthy swings. I mean, he's going to give you everything he's got. He goes up to the plate in his fourth appearance. First pitch he sees, I'm gonna hit the ball hard. I'm not going to try to swing for the bleachers. I'm going to give what the pitch is giving me. Fastball inside. I'm going to hit it right back to the 5-hole. See ya. Good. I mean, he just needs to do him and let these home runs come to him. But he was trying to hit 595 feet, longest home run in LSU baseball history. I mean, he was uppercutting the shit out of it. Like, just calm down. He did. Gets one into left field. Dickinson bunt, but he pops up to the catcher. So you have 2 outs with a runner on first. Here's the thing. Jake Brown coming right back up again. 2 RBI double into left field that would pretty much seal the game for LSU. Jake Brown, man, I know the power. He hasn't been really hitting a lot of balls deep, but, man, he just spraying line drive. Excuse me. Just spraying line drives all over the place. He had a 4 RBI day. Absolutely massive for him. Stephen Milam would hit a fly out to the warning track to end that inning in the bottom of the 6th, and Tigers really got rolling there. Bottom of the 7th, you go Pearson would go ground ball to first base. Hernandez ground out to third base, which Ben McDonald said came off the bat at 103. So, again, hitting the ball really hard. Braswell would walk. Stanfield would strike out. And then the bottom of the 8th is where it really got going for you, where you put the more of the stamp on it, where you ended it, was in the bottom of the 8th. Curiel would get on. They would give him an infield single. I scored it in air for what it's worth. Doesn't matter. They give him the infield single. Dickinson would double into left field. The ball gets lost in the air. They can't find it. So runners on second and third. And then Jake Brown, sac fly, RBI in the left field. And then Stephen Milam would come up and hit a 2-run home run into right field to end it. So, look, game 1 against a team that is probably the worst team in the SEC. You scored double digits on them on a Friday night. I'm going to keep saying it. I don't know what else you can ask. I thought that, of course, there were some things that you want back on the mound. There's some things that I'm sure Jared Jones wants back at the plate. A lot of guys would want back at the plate. But, again, I'm getting to a place where I just don't know what to say about this team. I don't think Missouri's good at all. And you did exactly what you needed to do. I mean, other than giving up some of those home runs, from the 1 home run from Kane Anderson and the back-to-back ones by Connor Benj. Guys, I mean, other than that, which it's not that it's not nothing. I mean, it is something that they gave him up. But at the same time, I'm just like, look, man, you're on a 13-game winning streak. You're averaging well over 11 runs. And Ben said tonight, I didn't do this average. I did it last week for the average. You're averaging well over 12 runs in this 13-game streak. You scored 12 tonight, man. Right? Like, I mean, offensively, you're not hitting the bombs all over the place like you normally have been doing with Cruz, Tanks, whatever. But, man, you're just as productive. Jake Brown, sac fly. Jake Brown, left field. Jake Brown, right field. Luis Hernandez. Guys, Luis Hernandez is a 7-hole hitter, and he's hitting a bomb 700 feet. 405 feet. I don't know why I said 700 feet. You get what I'm saying. But I meant 7-hole hitter hitting him. You get it. So all in all, fantastic. All in all, very good. Let's go out here and get the sweep this weekend. Let me get to some of these SEC games, though, before I get to thoughts, questions, concerns. Tennessee was leading Florida in game 1, I saw. By the way, ESPN. Bro, ESPN is so ass. ESPN Plus is so ass. I can't watch – I can only watch one game at a time. That is so ass. No idea what's going on there. Let's get to a couple of these scores. Georgia leads Kentucky 9-6 in the 7th inning. Tennessee does lead Florida 5-3 in the 6th inning. Vandy is down to Auburn 6-2. That one is in the 8th inning. Oklahoma leads South Carolina. Put a stomping on South Carolina right now, 7-1. Alabama leads Texas A&M 4-3. We're going to have to get some eyes on that one. Ole Miss absolutely curb stomped Arkansas. Texas holds off Mississippi State, beats them 8-7, and you know your score of tonight, that being 12-5. So all in all, that is the SEC. Really good win for you tonight. All right, some super chats. We'll get to some comments here. Lucas Abear sends $5, says, Curiel is a dog. We are a dangerous team. How about the Tigers? Curiel is a dog. Thank you for the super chat. Curiel is a dog. Here's the thing with Derek Curiel. Guys, he's not close to touching his ceiling, right? Like, I mean, he's not close to doing what he needs to do and what he's going to be. Guys, this is probably the worst that you will ever see him. And that is saying something. That is saying something. He will continue to get better. He'll continue to have more power. I mean, it's not like he doesn't have power. He had a 3 RBI triple tonight. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but you get what I mean there. He's exceptional in the field. He's exceptional at the plate. His pitch selection, guys, let's call it what it is. He is a freshman, and I know that what I'm about to say is a big deal. As of right now, it would appear that Derek Curiel's the best player we've seen at LSU when it comes to like having your pitch selection since Dylan Cruz. It reminds me a lot of that. Ben said tonight he reminds him a lot of Todd Walker. Maybe so. I mean, he would know better than I on that one, even though I love Todd Walker. Had a signed baseball from Todd Walker in here somewhere that I got when I was a kid. But man, he's not even close to getting to where he's going to be as a guy, man. You know what I mean? He is the perfect leadoff hitter too. Speed, great eye, great decision maker, and can hit. And can flat out hit. You leave it in there, he's going to crank one on you. You better not leave one in there. They did. They left one in there on him. He turns it right around and says, "See ya." He is special, man. He is special. This team can be dangerous. DA says, Blake, I agree. The ESPN app is ass since it was launched. Just horrible app. I canceled Cox Cable and went Cox streaming only, and now I can't get the SEC Network, SEC Plus, ESPN 2, and 3. I don't know why. I don't know. What they've done is that they don't want you watching multiple stuff, right? They don't want – like if you're watching a game, they don't want you watching multiple. Like, this is so dumb. It's so dumb. Greg Paul 7 says, ready for Gavin Guidry to be back. Look, I got to be honest with you. Boy, this one's going to get me canceled. I mean, look, I don't know. We got to – here's my thought on Gavin Guidry. Because every night we do one of these, or every time we do one of these, there's a comment in there. And listen, to Greg, this is not to you. I'm just trying. I want to. This isn't to you, like directed at you. But it's just we keep talking about it, guys. I'm prepared to go the entire season without him. Show me that he's going to be back. I don't know what's going on. I don't really think anybody truly knows what's going on other than Jay Johnson, Nate Yeske, and Gavin Guidry. And that team, again, I'm staying away from it. Look, man, he's not. I mean, he's got on his pants, but he doesn't have on a jersey. I don't know what's up. I know he's out for the weekend. Jay said a week ago today that he would be here for the Missouri series. He's not here. They have prolonged this from the beginning of the season. Oh, he's going to start in the midweek. And then, oh, well, it got canceled. We're going to push him back. Oh, no, he's hurt now. I'm not buying it. So I'm prepared to go the entire season without him. Greg Porsche says, great win tonight. I do agree. Anytime you get an SEC win, it's always a really good thing. Craig Paul says, I love how 1 through 9 can absolutely get you a hit when needed. So, Greg, stay with me here. That was my point about Luis Hernandez in this sense. I saw a lot of people like going out there saying, man, Luis isn't any good. And I'm like, bro, okay, so what makes you think that? Oh, he's giving up too many pass balls. He has 2 all year. All year. He hasn't given one up since he was in Frisco. All year. People who were saying that were thinking of Cade Beatty. The dude is solid behind the plate, but you have him, you have Jake Brown in that mix. You did have Josh Pearson before he got moved up, and then you have Chris Stanfield. Guys, if Chris Stanfield, I mean, he presents a lot of problems for you. It's a very solid lineup. Braswell was down there. I don't think Braswell had a great game. I thought he just had a solid game tonight. I did not believe that Brazzy was going to be in the end for the entire game. I didn't. I legitimately thought that Brazzy would get pulled once the lefty got pulled, but Jay kept him in there. Good on him. He's giving the senior the shot here. Look, man, you're an SEC play. Go take it if you can. And he gave him the shot there. And I mean, I think he had a solid game. I don't think he had a great game. It was good. I would expect Tanner Reeves to be in the starting lineup tomorrow. Aaron Miller says Luis Hernandez has pop settle in. Oh, 100%. 100% he's got pop. And listen, I mean, if you had a more viable option behind the dish that could catch, I don't know if Jay just wouldn't let him hit, to be honest with you. But you got so many things that you can do right now. Ethan Fry did come up, and I thought Ethan was okay. Don't think he was great. I want to see more John Pearson. You got a lefty in there. I want to see John Pearson. You're giving Ethan Fry the shot. I'm cool with it. I just would rather go John Pearson there. But it is what it is. I do think Ethan Fry will. You keep giving him at bats. He keeps swinging it. We'll see if he can run into a couple. Aaron Miller says Stanfield flipping it over at 300, and his threat on the base in front of Curiel and Bear is nice to have. Not only that, they're not throwing to him. That's the problem. He's got good selection. Let's see what Stanfield did tonight. Chris Stanfield. Okay, bottom of the second, he walked. At bottom of the fourth, he walked. In the seventh, he struck out. And then, I missed the sixth. And then the sixth, he got hit by pitch. So he had 2 walks, a hit by pitch, and he struck out. Like, I'm going to take that 10 times out of 10. I will take that 10 times out of 10. Without a doubt. But, yeah, it really does. Doug Ray says Reeves will be in with right-handed pitching. Yeah, I fully agree. That's why I just said I think, he'll play tomorrow. What I was saying, Doug, is I was really interested. I'm just interested that Braswell didn't get pulled, right? Like, I really thought that he would have gotten pulled there. I am really surprised that he didn't, because it's like the Ethan Fry thing, right? Ethan Fry, lefty comes out, Ethan Fry comes out, Jake Brown comes in. And that one really worked. And we, again, do not talk enough about Jake Brown. And that is very unfortunate. I think because you have guys like Stephen Milam, who isn't Stephen Milam on a 13-game hit streak, or did he get broken last week? I don't think. No, it didn't, because you got a home run in the midweek. Stephen Milam with a 2-run home run. Dude, Stephen Milam is quietly having a massive season. He's quietly having a massive season. Dude, by the way, speaking of Monster Milam, guys, defensively, goodness gracious. Kid's got range. I don't see where people keep telling me that his arm's an issue. Where's his arm been an issue? I mean, maybe it's not the strongest, but I mean, his transfer is insane. When he's transferring and he's here, I mean, it is as quick. Dude's good, man. Stephen Milam's been really, really amazing. Aaron Miller says, can't ask for more. You certainly can't ask for more from Chris Stanfield. I mean, guys, last year, again, do not take this the wrong way because all you come after me. I love Alex Milazzo. Guys, Alex Milazzo was your option in the 9-hole a year ago. And Luis Hernandez at the plate is a massive upgrade. I do think that Luis Hernandez is not as bad as anyone like labels him at behind the plate. I think he's actually pretty good, pretty more than solid. Yeah, man. He makes it look easy back there too. He makes it look very, very, very easy. It's going to be interesting to see when a team can run on him what he looks like, but he's solid. I think it's an upgrade from Stanfield being at 9, and then I do like Luis more. I think it's an upgrade there. Alex Milazzo was a dog behind the plate, but it's not like Luis is a slouch behind there either. Greg Paul says, what is Milam's stats so far? I don't know. I mean, I could probably pull him up from the start of today. I guess we could just add a home run, but it wouldn't be the same. But, I mean, what did you got? Like 6 or 7 or probably 5, 6, 7 home runs. He's hitting well above 350. I mean, he is crushing the baseball. He is crushing the baseball. Greg Poor says, yeah, how about Milam challenging your team leader in home runs? That is insane, dude. Your biggest player on your team and your smallest player on your team both are battling it out for home runs. Your team is going to go as those two go, by the way. Your team goes as Stephen Milam and Bear Jones goes, without a doubt. Here's a hot take. I don't know if – here's a hot take. I know Jay doesn't like tinkering or however he wants to call it, and he wants to go right, left. On these righty matchups, I would put Milam, Curio, Milam, Jones, Dickinson. That would be my order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jay does not need my help, nor does it matter. But, I mean, guys, dude's hitting in the 5-hole, right? 6-hole. I don't like Ethan Fry hitting above Stephen Milam, but I know what Jay's doing there because he knows that Ethan's going to come out in the game at some point. Put him at cleanup. Put him in that 2-hole. Do something. I mean, he's just hitting the ball too well for you not to. He's hitting the ball really hard too. Blaze LeBlanc says lefties are expected starters all weekend from Mizzou, except to see Braswell get a shot. Yeah, very well could. Very well could. If that's what you're going to see, then very well may. Let's see what he can do, man. And if he does well, great. And then you go back to having a challenge. If he doesn't, then you probably have your answer. You're giving him one last shot. Go and do it. And look, I love Brazzy. I do. I want to see him succeed. I mean, nobody had the most emotional at bat last year to me than he did, getting the game-winning hit basically against South Carolina after being dog shit by that floundering-ass university. By the way, Paul Manera getting his ass beat right now. So there's that. I think Paul's going to struggle at South Carolina. I really do think Paul's going to struggle. I don't think he's built for today's game. And he doesn't like to recruit either. So there's that. All right. Couple of football notes before we get out of here. Nothing really different from the first couple of days other than doing drills. We will be out there tomorrow. It's going to rain, so our full practice, we will be out there. Our full practice is being pushed to Tuesday. That's okay. We're just going to switch up the days. No big deal because they're probably going to be inside. It is what it is. Nothing changed. I will give this update though. Okay. Gabe Relaford is someone who early this spring defensively continues to turn heads. He's also someone that I think from the staff perspective, from the players' perspective, that everybody has kind of said, like, damn, Gabe's had a really good offseason. He's having a really good spring. Gabe Relaford, for what it's worth, is somebody that, for me, that I hear the most is that the talk of camp right now, that he's been really standing out to everybody, and that Kevin Peoples is not playing games with anybody. If you're gonna be the best, we're gonna put you in there. A lot more explosiveness. He's definitely hits the weight room. He's definitely gotten stronger. He's gotten more lean, and we talked about that when we went out there on Wednesday. The first thing I noticed with Gabe Relaford, some of the baby fat off, some weight on. Right now, for what it's worth, if we're going to point out somebody that I constantly hear about defensively, is Gabe Relaford over again. I'm happy for him. He's a highly recruited guy. Guys, when you recruit highly recruited young men, it's not often that you miss on them, right? Like, you would have to miss a lot. It can happen. It has happened here. It would seem as if right now that Gabe Relaford has really had a good one. Here's where I'm at the spring until tomorrow. Number one, I need to see LSU start mixing some stuff up. I don't understand some of the stuff that they're doing. I don't understand Bo Borderline being at right guard. You're giving him a shot. Sounds good for you. Get the guys that really need the shot. At the current moment, DJ Chester has not been beaten out by Braylon Moore, which I'm sure will happen. Brian Kelly already said that they're going to try to move Chester to guard. Then why is he at center? Why are we taking reps and not doing what we expect is going to happen? Seniority is one thing. Good on you, but guys, you're about to go into you started. This will kind of be going on midweek. So maybe 2.5 weeks. Because they started on a Wednesday and then they had one on a Saturday. Nobody was there. They had one on Saturday and Monday. We went out there on Wednesday. They have one today. They'll have one tomorrow, and then they'll have one on Tuesday. We need to start seeing some shuffling here. I don't want to see Bo Borderline at right guard. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't want to see Juwan Johnson. I don't. Michael Van Buren is head and shoulders right now better than that kid. It's not close. And I don't like saying things aren't close, but it's the truth. I know it's spring, and I know that LSU announces. So we talked about this. We put this on the forum. I gave you a lot of hints on the forum about this. It's going to be an open practice instead of a spring game. Cool. Fans can go out there. It'll be a televised practice. We don't have to go. Just a televised practice. Good on them. They'll run some team. They'll probably do 2 drives with 1s and 2s, and they'll get out of there. It's the way of college football right now. I do not like it. I don't think it benefits anybody for what it's worth. You're there to develop. College, you're there to develop. Why are we not getting tackles and getting reps? You don't get better in the spring game. Bullshit, you don't get better. That young freshman that's not seeing any action, that's now a sophomore, needs the look. I'm sorry. I don't agree with any of these coaches who don't want to have spring games. I think it's stupid. Really, I do. I mean, guys, we've gone in a decade. We have gone from 2-a-days to not having 2-a-days because of health, which, hey, man, it is what it is. We've seen downfall from it. We've seen a lack of development at the offensive line. We've seen a lack of development at the defensive line. We've seen a lack of development at corner. We've seen a lack of development at linebacker. I mean, not having a spring, like we make this whole spring game thing as if it's like, well, we don't want guys to get hurt. Well, then no shit. Your big players, don't put them out there then. You're that worried. But man, some of these young second string guys that are going to be out there, go play them. Like what are we doing? I do not agree with it. Aaron says, dude, Jay gave Miss Sandy the magic moment. Class. Jay doesn't do anything but things of class. Jay Johnson is nothing but class, man. Mark says that LSU baseball is finally ready to beat Southern Miss in June in a regional. Oh, God. Mark says 1 for 5 tonight. Yeah. Didn't have some great. There were some plate appearances that weren't great in there. There were some good ones. Jason said, I gave this one. What's your thoughts on not having a spring game? I think it's dumb. I think it's really dumb, Jason. I mean, look, Brian Kelly does not need my opinion, nor does my opinion matter. But my whole thing is with this non-spring game stuff, teams and coaches are talking about tampering. Mother trucker, dude. Bro, y'all are all tampering. Shut the fuck up about the tampering thing. Then you go out there and you brag about, through an article, you brag about the money. Good. Go brag about it. You spend it, you raise it, go brag about it. I'm cool with that. But figure out what you got on your offensive line. What do we – I mean, y'all going to think I'm overreacting. Then what are we doing the rep for? I am not on the – and this is not a Brian Kelly thing. This is a college football thing. I am not a fan of it. We don't want people to see our players. The fuck? Like, you're legitimate. They know where the players are. They recruited those kids. If they want them, they recruited most of them. And again, this is not a Brian Kelly thing. Look, at least he's going out there and doing practice. Some of them aren't doing anything. And listen, for those of you that want it, for those of you that gave money to the NIL collective and want a spring game, I think you're entitled to it. Legitimately. So I'm glad they're doing that. At least they're doing a practice. So this is not indicative of Brian Kelly or LSU, but there are others out there that are it's stupid. Aaron says going to frame it and give it to coach when he comes to the next practice. Class. Jay Johnson is nothing but straight class. I've said this before, and I don't care who knows it. That man is the best coach on your staff. I don't give a shit what any of y'all tell me. He pushes all the right buttons, man. He always will. So, all right, we're out of here. We'll see y'all soon, man. We'll see you tomorrow. We got a big show tomorrow. We'll do game wrap up. We'll do some practice report stuff. So a big, big, big day tomorrow. All right, we'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good one. Peace.